Wake up.
7 signs your shadow vibration is protecting you from a darker reality. You've felt it, the heaviness that settles into your chest when you're around certain people, a weight you can't explain, a pressure that has no name, a density that seems to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. The darkness that seems to follow you no matter how much light you try to cultivate, no matter how many crystals you buy or affirmations you chant or meditations you sit through, no matter how many times you tell yourself that today will be different. The shadow that lurks at the edges of your awareness, whispering things you don't want to hear, showing you images you'd rather not see, reminding you of parts of yourself you've worked so hard to forget, to bury, to disown. You've been told this shadow is your enemy, that you need to eliminate it, transcend it, rise above it, conquer it like a villain in a story, that light is good and dark is bad, and your job is to become nothing but light, to purify yourself until no darkness remains. But what if everything you've been taught about your shadow is wrong? What if the enemy you've been fighting is actually your most faithful ally? You've tried to be positive. You've done the affirmations, the visualizations, the gratitude journals. You've tried to raise your vibration, to stay in the light, to ignore the darkness when it knocks on the door of your awareness. And yet, the shadow persists. It doesn't go away. It doesn't get quieter. It waits. It watches. It follows. You've felt ashamed of it. You've hidden it from others, pretended it wasn't there, put on a smile when inside you felt heavy and dark and wrong. You've wondered what's wrong with you, why you can't just be light like everyone else seems to be, why the darkness clings to you when you're trying so hard to shake it off, to rise above it, to leave it behind. You've blamed yourself. You've tried harder, and the shadow has only grown stronger, more insistent, more present. Let me tell you the truth that will change everything. That shadow you've been trying to eliminate, to banish, to pray away, it's not your enemy, it's your guardian. That heaviness you've been trying to shake, to meditate away, to positive think into submission, it's not dragging you down, it's protecting you. That darkness you've been running from, hiding from, pretending isn't there, it's not a curse, it is a shield. Your shadow vibration is not a flaw in your spiritual development, not a sign that you're doing something wrong, not evidence that you're not enlightened enough. It is the immune system of your soul. It is keeping you from realities you are not yet ready to encounter, from frequencies that would overwhelm you, from truths that would shatter you before you're strong enough to hold them. It is the gatekeeper of your soul, and it has been doing its job faithfully, tirelessly, silently, without thanks, your entire life. The guardian at the gate. Carl Jung, the great Swiss psychologist who dared to explore the depths of the human psyche when most of his contemporaries were content to stay on the surface, called it the shadow, the parts of ourselves we reject, deny, suppress, or project onto others. The anger we're not supposed to feel, especially if we were raised to be nice. The grief we're not supposed to show, especially if we were told to be strong. The darkness we're not supposed to acknowledge, especially if we were taught that light is the only acceptable response to life. The rage, the envy, the selfishness, the fear, the jealousy, the pettiness, the parts of us that don't fit the image we present to the world, all of it gets swept into the shadow, hidden away in the basement of the psyche, locked in rooms we hope no one will ever enter, where we hope we won't even see it ourselves. But Jung understood something that modern spirituality has largely forgotten, something that the mystics of every tradition knew. The shadow is not just psychological. It is not just a collection of repressed emotions and unexamined patterns. It is energetic. It has a frequency. It vibrates at a specific rate, and that frequency serves a purpose, a vital purpose, a protective purpose, a purpose that has kept you alive, sane, and functional in ways you cannot even imagine. Your shadow vibration is like the immune system of your soul. Just as your physical body has an immune system that detects pathogens, bacteria, viruses, foreign invaders, and creates a barrier against them, your energetic body has a shadow that detects harmful frequencies and creates a barrier against them. When you feel heaviness around certain people, that's your shadow detecting something your conscious mind cannot see. Hidden agendas lurking beneath a friendly smile, unprocessed trauma that would leak into your field if you got too close, energetic vampirism from those who unconsciously feed on the energy of others, frequencies that would drain you or harm you or pull you off your path. When you feel darkness rising in response to a situation, that's your shadow warning you that something is not safe, not aligned, not for you, not now. Not yet. The shadow is not the problem. It is not the enemy you've been taught to fight. It is the solution your soul created to a problem you couldn't yet solve, a danger you couldn't yet face, a wound you couldn't yet heal. It is the guardian at the gate, and it has never once failed you, not once, not ever. In the Hermetic tradition, this is understood as the principle of polarity. Everything has its opposite. And the opposite is not the enemy, it is the necessary counterpart, the balancing force, the shadow that gives the light its shape and substance. Light cannot exist without darkness. You cannot see the stars without the night sky to reveal them. You cannot appreciate the warmth of the sun without having known the cold of the shadows. You cannot know joy without having known sorrow, peace without having known turmoil, love without having known loss. But more than that, darkness protects light. The darkness of the womb protects the developing child from the harshness of the outer world, filtering light, filtering sound, filtering the overwhelming intensity of existence until the child is strong enough to receive it. The darkness of the earth protects the seed before it sprouts, holding it in warmth and moisture, shielding it from the elements, keeping it safe until it is strong enough to break through the surface and reach towards the sun. The darkness of your shadow protects the light you are not yet ready to reveal, the power you are not yet ready to wield, the truth you are not yet ready to speak, the love you are not yet ready to receive. Modern spirituality has demonized the shadow. It has told you that you need to be positive all the time, that negative emotions are low vibration, that darkness is something to transcend, that any feeling other than joy or gratitude or love is a sign of spiritual failure, that you're doing it wrong if you're not happy. This is not wisdom. It is spiritual bypassing, the use of spiritual practices and beliefs to avoid dealing with unresolved emotional issues, to bypass the hard work of integration, to pretend that the darkness isn't there, and it leaves you vulnerable. Without your shadow, without its warnings, without its guarding heaviness and guarding darkness, you would be exposed to frequencies you cannot yet handle, truths you cannot yet integrate, realities you cannot yet survive. The shadow is not holding you back. It is not keeping you from enlightenment. It is keeping you safe while you grow strong enough to hold more light, while you expand enough to contain more darkness, while you become whole enough to integrate both without being shattered by either. The shadow is not your enemy. It is your protector. It is your guardian. It is your ally, and it has been protecting you your whole life, faithfully, tirelessly, silently, often from things you cannot even remember, from wounds you sustained before you had language, from dangers you couldn't have understood. It deserves your gratitude, not your rejection.
7 signs your shadow vibration is protecting you. Let me share with you the signs that your shadow is not a malfunction, but a masterpiece of protection. These are not symptoms of something wrong. They are evidence that something is right, that your soul knows what it is doing, that the guardian at the gate is awake and vigilant. The first sign is the heaviness you feel around certain people for no logical reason. You meet someone new, or you've known them for years, and something feels off. Not wrong in any way you can articulate. They seem nice, friendly, even charming. Everyone else seems to like them, but you feel heavy in their presence, drained, uneasy. You've wondered if you're being judgmental, if something is wrong with you for not liking someone who seems perfectly fine, if you're just projecting your own issues onto an innocent person. Your shadow vibration is detecting something your conscious mind cannot see. That person may be carrying frequencies that would be harmful to you, unprocessed trauma that would leak into your field, hidden agendas that would eventually reveal themselves, energetic patterns that would drain you over time. Your shadow is not being judgmental, it is being protective. The heaviness is a warning. The heaviness is a gift. It is your early warning system, your energetic immune response. Stop forcing yourself to like people who feel heavy. Stop overriding your shadow's warnings because you don't want to seem rude or judgmental. Honor the protection it is offering. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to make a scene. You just have to listen and then act accordingly. The second sign is the darkness that rises when you're about to make a decision. You're standing at a crossroads and one path seems clear, logical, sensible. It's the path everyone expects you to take, the path that makes sense on paper. But as you move toward it, darkness rises. Doubt, fear, a sense of wrongness you can't explain, a feeling in your gut that says no even though your mind says yes. You've called this anxiety. You've called it indecision. You've called it lack of faith or lack of courage, but your shadow vibration can see what your conscious mind cannot. That choice may lead to a timeline that would harm you, a future that would drain you, a path that would take you away from your soul's purpose rather than toward it. The darkness is not stopping you, it is protecting you from a future you cannot yet see. Pause. Do not make the decision from fear, but do not ignore the warning. Ask your shadow, what are you seeing that I cannot see? Listen. The answer may come as a feeling, an image, a sudden knowing. Trust it. The shadow knows. The third sign is the protective anger that rises when your boundaries are crossed. Someone crosses your boundary subtly, maybe even kindly, maybe without even realizing it. They take your time without asking. They make a demand disguised as a request. They assume you'll say yes before you've had a chance to speak, and you feel anger rise. Not rage, not violence, a protective, clarifying anger that says no, a fire that says this far and no further. You've been told this anger is bad, that you should be more understanding, more forgiving, more patient, more compassionate. But your shadow vibration is activating your boundary system. The anger is not aggression, it is a signal. It is your soul saying, this is not okay, this is not safe. This person is taking something that is not theirs to take. Protective anger is sacred. It is the guardian at the gate. Without it, you would be endlessly taken from, drained, violated, depleted. The shadow's anger is not something to eliminate, it is something to honor. When it rises, do not suppress it, do not act it out, but do not ignore it. Let it speak, let it set the boundary. Say no. The anger will subside when the boundary is honored. The fourth sign is the deep sadness that seems to come from nowhere. You're going about your day, doing something ordinary, and suddenly, sadness, heavy, ancient, deep. It rises from somewhere you can't locate, settles into your chest like a stone, presses on your heart like a weight. You haven't experienced a loss, nothing has gone wrong, but the sadness is there, demanding to be felt. Your shadow is processing grief that your conscious mind is not ready to touch. Not your grief only, ancestral grief, the pain of those who came before you and never had the chance to heal. Collective grief, the suffering of the world that you are sensitive enough to feel. The sadness is not a problem to be fixed, it is a river flowing through you, asking to be witnessed. The sadness is a protector. It is keeping you from becoming numb in a world that would harden you, keeping you human in a world that would turn you into a machine. The shadow's sadness is not depression, it is depth. Do not run from the sadness, do not medicate it away, do not distract yourself from it. Sit with it,
Let it flow through you. Witness it without becoming it. The sadness will pass when it has been honored. The fifth sign is the recurring nightmares or disturbing dreams. You dream of being chased, of falling, of being trapped in rooms with no doors, of monsters that feel terrifyingly real. You wake up with your heart pounding, your breath shallow, grateful to be in your bed but shaken. You've wondered if something is wrong with you, if your subconscious is broken, if the darkness in your dreams means there's darkness in your soul. Your shadow is processing threats in the safe space of sleep. The nightmares are not punishments, they are training. They are your shadow helping you practice facing fear so you can face it in waking life. Every nightmare is a rehearsal. Every monster is a teacher. The nightmares are protectors. They are keeping you alert, aware, prepared. Without them, you would be caught off guard by dangers you cannot yet see. Do not fear the nightmares. Ask them what they are trying to show you. Keep a journal by your bed. Write down what you remember as soon as you wake. Patterns will emerge. Messages will reveal themselves. The shadow is speaking to you in the only language it has. The sixth sign is the sense that you're being followed or watched. You feel a presence, not malevolent but watchful. A sense that something is behind you, beside you, aware of you. You turn around and no one is there. You check the corners, the shadows, the spaces where someone might be hiding. Nothing, but the feeling persists. You've wondered if you're being paranoid, if something is wrong with your mind, if you're losing your grip on reality. Your shadow is watching. It is the guardian at the gate of your soul, the sentinel who never sleeps, the protector who has been with you before you were born. The presence you feel is not an external entity, it is a part of you. The sense of being watched is not paranoia, it is awareness. Your shadow is teaching you to be vigilant, to pay attention, to notice what others miss. This is not a curse, it is a gift. Thank your shadow for watching. Acknowledge its presence. Speak to it. I see you. Thank you for protecting me. I am safe. The sense of being watched may soften when it is acknowledged. The shadow relaxes when it is seen.
The gift in the darkness. The goal is not to eliminate your shadow. The goal is to integrate it, to stop fighting it and start listening to it, to stop seeing it as an enemy to be defeated and start recognizing it as an ally to be understood. The shadow is not the enemy. It is the part of you that has been protecting you your whole life, faithfully and without complaint, often from things you cannot even remember, from wounds you sustained before you had language, from dangers you couldn't have understood or articulated. The shadow has been doing its job. It has been standing guard at the gate of your soul, and it has been doing it alone, in the dark, without your gratitude or even your acknowledgement. It has never asked for thanks. It has never demanded recognition. It has simply protected. It's time to change that. It's time to turn around and see who has been standing behind you. Every quality you've rejected in yourself, the anger, the sadness, the darkness, the heaviness, the rage, the grief, the fear, the jealousy, the envy, the pettiness, is a gift in disguise. Every one of them has been serving you, protecting you, keeping you safe in ways you couldn't see. The anger, when integrated, becomes healthy boundaries. It becomes the ability to say no without guilt, to protect your energy without apology, to stand your ground without violence, to walk away from what harms you. The sadness becomes deep compassion. It becomes the ability to sit with others in their pain without needing to fix it or run from it, to hold space for grief without being overwhelmed by it, to be present with suffering without being consumed by it. The darkness becomes the ability to see what others miss, to perceive the shadows that hide in plain sight, to navigate the underworld without losing your way, to be a guide for others who are lost in their own darkness. The heaviness becomes grounded presence, the weight that keeps you from floating away into spiritual bypass, the anchor that keeps you human when the temptation to transcend your humanity becomes overwhelming.
Integration is not elimination. It is not about cutting off or getting rid of. It is conversation. It is relationship. It is learning to work with the part of you that has been working so hard to protect you, often in ways you didn't understand and couldn't appreciate. The shadow is not waiting to be destroyed. It is not waiting to be exorcised or banished or prayed away. It is waiting to be acknowledged. It is waiting to be thanked. It is waiting to be invited into the wholeness of who you are, to take its rightful place at the table of your being. The shadow has been guarding the gate of your soul, standing watch while you slept, keeping you safe from threats you couldn't see. And now it is time to open the gate and invite the guardian inside. It is time to welcome the protector home.
When you have integrated the shadow, when you have listened to its warnings, honored its presence, learned from its wisdom, thanked it for its service, acknowledged the sacrifice it has made on your behalf, the protection is no longer needed. Not because you have eliminated the shadow, because you have become strong enough to hold what it was protecting, because you have grown into the person who can face what the shadow was shielding you from. The heaviness may lift, the darkness may lighten, the anger may soften into assertion, the sadness may deepen into compassion, not because you got rid of your shadow, because you no longer need it to protect you in the same way. You have become the guardian. You have integrated the gatekeeper. You are not divided. You are whole. Befriending the guardian. You cannot fight your shadow. You cannot meditate it away. You cannot positive think your way out of it. The shadow does not respond to attack. It does not respond to denial. It does not respond to spiritual bypass dressed up as enlightenment. The only way through is relationship. The shadow responds to acknowledgement, not attack. It softens when seen, relaxes when thanked, integrates when invited. The shadow has been waiting for you to turn around and face it. It has been waiting for you to see it, and now you are ready. The first practice is to acknowledge the shadow. When you feel the heaviness, the darkness, the anger, the sadness, the fear, stop. Don't push it away. Don't pretend it isn't there. Don't try to replace it with a positive thought. Just stop. Say these words out loud or in your mind. I see you. I know you are trying to protect me. Thank you. That's it. Acknowledgement is the first step. The shadow relaxes when it is seen. It has been hiding in the dark for so long, waiting for you to notice it. When you do, something shifts. The tension releases. The guardian lowers its weapon. It has been seen. The second practice is to ask the shadow. Once you have acknowledged it, ask it questions. What are you trying to show me? What are you protecting me from? What do you need from me? What have you been trying to tell me that I haven't been willing to hear? Sit in silence. Listen. The answer may not come in words. It may come as a feeling, an image, a memory, a sudden knowing. Trust it. The shadow has been trying to communicate with you for years. It has been sending you messages through dreams, through emotions, through the heaviness you couldn't explain. Now you are finally listening. Keep listening. The third practice is to journal with the shadow. Write a letter from your shadow to yourself. Let it speak. What does it want to say? What has it been holding? What does it need you to know? Don't censor it. Don't judge it. Let it speak. Then write a letter back. Thank it. Ask questions. Make promises. This dialogue may feel strange at first. You may feel silly. Keep going. The shadow has been waiting to speak. It has been waiting for you to be ready to hear. You are ready now. The fourth practice is to create a shadow altar. Create a small space in your home where you honor the shadow. A black candle, a dark stone, an image that represents the darkness to you, a feather, a bone, a piece of obsidian. Light the candle. Sit with the shadow. This is not worship. It is relationship. It is acknowledgement. It is the simple act of saying, you belong here. You are part of me. You are welcome in my home.
Sit in the darkness of the candlelit room. Feel the shadow around you. Feel it within you. This is not something to fear. It is something to honor. The fifth practice is to speak the shadow's truth. Say these words out loud. Say them until you feel them in your body. I honor my shadow. I thank my shadow for protecting me. I am ready to listen. I am ready to integrate. I am ready to become whole. The shadow is not my enemy. It is my guardian, and I am ready to welcome it home. Speak it until you feel it. The shadow hears you. It has always heard you. Now you are speaking its language. Now you are speaking the truth. The homecoming. You stand at a threshold now, not a threshold of light, a threshold of wholeness. Behind you is the long war you've been fighting with your shadow, the years of trying to eliminate it, transcend it, rise above it, pretend it wasn't there. The exhaustion of that war has been heavy. The shame of that war has been heavy. The loneliness of fighting alone has been heavy. Ahead of you is something else, a truce, a conversation, a relationship, a homecoming. Your shadow is not your enemy. It never was. It is the guardian of your soul, the protector of your light, the keeper of your wholeness. The heaviness, the darkness, the anger, the sadness, they are not signs that something is wrong with you. They are signs that something is right. Your shadow is doing its job, and it has been doing it for a long time, faithfully, tirelessly, silently, without thanks. It's time to thank it. It's time to welcome it home. You can keep fighting your shadow. You can keep trying to eliminate it, transcend it, rise above it. You can keep pretending it isn't there. You can keep the war going, or you can turn toward it. You can acknowledge it. You can thank it. You can learn from it. You can integrate it. The choice is yours, but the shadow is not going anywhere. It is part of you. It has always been part of you, and it has been waiting for you to see it. If you've been fighting your shadow, if you're ready to start working with it instead, to acknowledge the guardian at the gate, to welcome it home, comment one word, shadow. Not for me, for you. To declare that you're ready to see what has been protecting you, to declare that the war is over, to declare that you are ready to become whole. If this message resonates, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay connected. The shadow is not the enemy, and now you know why. Remember, you didn't find this video by accident. Your shadow led you here. It is ready to be seen, and so are you. Rise, shadow, rise. Thank you for being here.